And then you have people like Jerry, Pete, and FNGR with a personal stake or an agenda to push. They're not necessarily swallowed by the circle jerk, but they manipulate it to their advantage. Every once in a while, you need a guy to come in without being on a side.
Warning! Warning! Bullshitter alert!
This is why I keep saying you need to hold your friends to even higher standards than you hold strangers.
It's a Satire!
Good. Good.
With time, this has been the biggest meme, whether it be Dark Edge, Bayfish, and the Flufflepuff cover-up, and now Patchwork Heart suggesting that minor attracted persons aren't a thing. This kind of reminds me of Patchwork's old Lord and Master, saying that anti-bronies aren't a thing. Let's grab a clip of that.
Somebody asked me to do a video on anti-bronies, and I laughed at it, because anti-bronies aren't a thing.
So before we get to today's main topic, which will be Vita's friend Patchwork Heart, I hope you got time for a quickie. So recently there was a video that came out which I can't say the name of, but it's certainly an interesting topic. The two main reasons I can't bring it up is because one of two sides asked me not to, and the other is the other side basically wanting just positive feedback while the other just wanting me to shut up. This is more or less the Brony rendition of the Hatfield and the McCoys. More on point, when I was asked what I thought, my response was, you wouldn't like my response. It's been a messy matter. It's a party I just wasn't invited to. If there was only some way to slip in the back door and talk about this topic, some guardian angel of lunacy, if you will, whose buffoonery knows literally no bounds. Jack, darling, it's been a spell. Come on in. Take your shoes off. Kick up your feet. You guys remember Jack Nolan, right? Commando Solo. He did a video calling me out. I think that was the last one. Sorry about getting the order off. I've covered him on How Not To Brony 83 and 79. I think I read off his article from Horse News during my stream with comic book legend Sean Howell. Sorry, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this bad boy.
I do not have time for this.
Bullshitter alert!
I have so many more important things to do than confront rando neckbeards abusing people on the internet. Fine, let's get this out of my system and over with so I can get back to work.
Now, I'm going to skip over the niceties. I'm naturally going to include a link to Jack's original content, but we both know that he won't have the stomach to keep that up for long.
One of them, however, has been singled out for online harassment and cyberbullying. Rachel, a 20-something who goes by the alias KP online, has given a lot to this community, publishing a video almost every week for years, and making appearances at conventions.
Not to be that guy, but Toon Critic used to do all those things too. And why I do respect a content creator's work schedule and keeping up with it online. By the way, you feel free to call this a nitpick, but there was a pretty big gap during that whole Anon KP thing, so I'm just busting your balls here. She doesn't edit, she just lends her voice to videos. As for making conventions, Jack, that's a vacation. Going to a con, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, is an excuse to slack off. You take off from work, you hang out with your friends,
Oh, would it helped if I actually would have had it on record because I'm a schmuck. But yeah, this contraption here, that Creepy Reading would need a chair to take down.
Just want you to know, you've been demonetized!
Mingle with the fans. You can open up a vendor table, but that's a choice you make. On top of that, Jack, when I offered Rachel a spot to come on and address the recent scandal with the show and that recent ex-animator who got arrested in a podcast that featured Lightning Bliss, Golden Fox, That Creepy Reading, and Aeon of Dreams, she declined, which is fine, and I'd argue even understandable, not entitled to KP's time, but why didn't she make her own video then? Why didn't she make a tweet? If she did, I apologize. How about a DA journal post, a Tumblr vlog, whatever the hell those things are? A Tumblr? I don't know what the... A journal? I don't know. I was sent back with, she agrees with your message, but she's gonna pass. Well, hell, KP, you could have got together with Jack, Dr. Wolf, and a bunch of other people in the community. It's not like this was some nobody with 500 subs. It was a show animator who worked on, what was it, 10? 20 different episodes, who got nicked with 60,000 images of children in various degrees of illegality, which, yes, there is an official news website. If you don't trust Horse News, yes, you can look this up on your own. The animator had 1,600 videos of children in various sexual actions, but nah, Jack. She went to a con and she made some videos. Let's throw her a fucking party.
However, an unregenerate group from a website calling itself Horse News decided to Gamergate KP, to gather malicious gossip about her and smear her good name until they'd hounded her off the internet.
Hey Jack, that's an article about Fallen Wish. You know, at the beginning, Jack, aka Commando Solo, said he had to do this. The article in question was published Monday, 4th January 2016. This was well over 2 years ago. I'd say it was closer to 2.5 years. Then again, my math is awful. Correct me down below. Commando Solo had to do this. As for Fallen Wish, didn't bother to ask her ex-boyfriend about her, or her former best friend Pastel Pros, or any of her ex-boyfriends, which would not be limited to a herd of bronies, myself, hi, how you doing, foolery. In How Not To Brony 44, I believe it was around the 13-minute mark, I had to beg Fallen to stop lying to me if she wanted my help, which she did keep coming back to me for help. You don't have to take my word for it. Much like last time, your friend and mine, Kichi FIM, could have told you what a god-awful person Fallen is. She could have also told you how Fallen had sold KP artwork that 2 other artists had worked on and kept all the money for herself.
Their motive? First, in my opinion, they're misogynists. They hate the idea of a young woman successfully building a business and a good reputation. But it goes deeper than...
Actually, Jack, they hate everyone trying to build a business off of MLP FIM that isn't Hasbro. That's the super quick version. You and everyone else are free to talk to them for the unabridged version.
That. You see, Rachel is Jewish. Let me read to you from one of their articles. Fallen Wish 2, Return of the Jew, by Kendrick. Remember that article about Fallen Wish practically conning her fans out of their precious shekels? We don't, but in an unsurprising turn of events, our fair lady has fallen victim to the receiving end of her own devices.
I'd like to thank you today, Jack. Today I am, in your words, forced to defend Horse News. Fuck fantastic. The funny thing is, Jack, if you wanted to spin the narrative, it wouldn't be impossible. You just did a really horrible job. Hell, Horse News' original punching bag before KP was Final Draft. Now, we could argue that old Mike was an atheist. It's what he told me he considered himself. Or, according to them, based off of lineage, that he was Jewish. We could spend all day talking about faith versus race. Dear God, I'm already regretting getting into this. Now, calling someone Jewish as an insult is a meme. It's politically incorrect. If you were some millennial raised on vape cigarettes and modern PC culture, I wouldn't forgive it, let's be completely honest. But I might understand your ignorance. But Jack, at your age, you should know that Jew is a lazy term that people use to call someone greedy. For example, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, Fallen Wish isn't Jewish. But let's get on point here. Later in your video, you try to allude to Horse News being some kind of alt-right Nazi movement. And Jack, this is Chalise. He's a Puerto Rican. That means he's half black. He can't be a Nazi. He's like myself, well, I'm not like myself, I come from better stock. He is a half-breed. Both of his breeds are not white. Also, congrats, Jack. Look who you sound like.
Remember that article about Fallen Wish practically conning her...
Is replaced. Only designs are similar to G4. Also, they want all kinds of SJW.
They're engaging in satire, which is a fancy version of schoolyard bullies saying, "We were just teasing," while their victim wipes...
You know, Jack, it's bad enough. Because of people like you, we can't say what we really want to on Twitter. Now you want to take away the right from people on their own damn website? So let me ask you a question, Jack. Do you think everyone on Horse News goes around burning crosses on people's lawns? Or harassing anyone with even the least hint of Hebrew on their Twitter? Is it a lot more likely that an un-PC website is douching up because that's their mission statement? Don't even get me started on how Horse News had to rein in a member of KP's staff from making a false accusation on a member of the Brony community for pedophilia. I won't mention names, but they damn near talked me into making a video because I relied on their crack editing skills, top kick, to prove if a man was guilty or not. But wait, Horse News made fun of someone's fifis. Let's forget about all that good shit. I will give credit where credit is due, Jack. You do mention in your videos that Horse News does rely a bit on this get out of jail free card that no matter what age, gender, or sexual preference, if you want to defend KP, it clearly means that you want to bang her. Gee, that sounds laughable. That sounds memeable, Jack. That sounds like a fucking joke. You know, you could call this certainly being lazy, but I'm pretty sure Horse News would never say that they're exactly hardworking. So, is the Jewish thing a touch gauche? Yep, I've done it. I refuse to believe someone as old as you hasn't. I refuse to believe that someone who's been in the United States military, i.e. the locale where swear like a sailor was coined, is shocked and appalled by any of this, Mr. Psi Ops.
Horrified to find anti-Semites in the Brony community, allowed to attend Brony conventions, and treated as if they were journalists. I'm disappointed that a community ostensibly founded on values like equal treatment for women and girls,
Warning! Bullshitter alert!
love and tolerance, and wholesome entertainment for children welcome such people into their ranks.
Love and tolerance is a 4chan meme, i.e. the same place your so-called anti-Semite behavior comes from. Love and tolerance is something that was never meant to be taken seriously, Jack. I'm gonna play a clip here that sums up you in a nutshell.
The American people may have turned against the war, but I answer to a higher power. I answer to the power of Jesus Christ.
Oh, well, that's funny because I happen to have Jesus Christ right here.
I heard what you were saying. You know nothing of my work. How you ever got to be president of anything is totally amazing.
Boy, wouldn't it be great if life were like this?
Their ranks. This has to stop. If you, the community calling itself Bronies, do nothing, you are not what I thought you were. Eject these neo-Nazi wannabe scumbags.
As sure as Chalice is Puerto Rican, I can assure you that Horse News isn't filled with neo-Nazis. In fact, Horse News should put up a picture of Chalice on the website and say, in fact, a Puerto Rican works here. Now, you say what you will about me, Jack, but how dare you ignore Token over here? On to Patchwork Heart. This all started with Aeon of Dreams daring to have liked a video that said leftists pushed for pedophilia acceptance. This is where Patchwork Heart appears on the scene saying she's a leftist and she wouldn't push for pedos and never would. Dear Patch. You might be surprised by this, but I am also from the left. For all my big talk online, I've always voted Democrat. That said, I understand you go by plural pronouns, and I'm going to try and keep up with that. But I hope you understand calling you plural when you talk about the Democrats is slightly confusing. You are not all Democrats. I would find it easy to believe at present that most people, or at least most of these people, most Democrats aren't cool with child molesters. But let's grab a clip of the video in question.
And legitimize pedosexuality. Yes, you heard me. There are people who are trying to make pedophilia a sexual orientation. That's right. And if you dare criticize these people, you are an oppressive, bigoted pedophobe.
The leftist push for pedophilia acceptance. Patch, I've looked into this topic too. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt, not because I trust you, but because if you're right, my life will become infinitely easier, less stressful. There's a video I did with Chambers of My Heart and a series of other people called Serious Topics on Fan and Frenzy. There was a gentleman, well, let's not call him a gentleman. There was somebody called Latex Prince Spirek's Nightmare. We were looking into him ERPing with children as we continued down that Twitter rabbit hole. In future videos, which I have to say was a vast, unfortunate mistake, we came across tags like map. No, not that one. It's a Tumblr Twitter tag. I could be somewhat wrong. That means minor attracted person. Now, I could get all full of myself and say, based off of my extensive background in hunting people like this, Patch doesn't know what she's talking about. In addition to Peter's replies that the LGBTP and MAP are things people do identify as, I've talked to Liliac Galaxy, who's told me that she's bumped into people like this online, regretfully with such tags. Now, Patch, I don't feel I have any particular set of skills that put me ahead of you. I have people who gave me the means to expose people like Performance Major and Dusky Novel. I think you might have been able to do the same. And the only people who couldn't are simply put people not willing to step the hell up. Your remark about Breitbart is horseshit. I literally know no one who reads Breitbart. In fact, the only time I've heard the term Breitbart is from your old pal Jerry. Now, this remark about maps or whatever tag being something Poll made up to divide the queer community, to use your phrase, this is your mission should you choose to accept it. Going to be kind of important. I and several of my peers have seen people with map tags on Twitter doing lewd things that seem unlikely. I and several of my peers have seen people with map tags on Twitter doing lewd things. To say that these are just trolling, it seems unlikely. There would have to be some serious commitment put in by trolls. I suppose that wouldn't be impossible, but the level of detail, and you know what, I'm going to grab a couple examples here. This seems to be a bit further than trolling. The whole idea that you're saying, I can't believe you would buy this patch. You're in no position to blue pill Peter. None. Nor when you've been heave-hoed out of the domain did Peter express any regret. You're putting on an air of influence and friendship that simply doesn't exist. Hell, when I give Peter a tip, I at least follow it up with... Well, actually, I do it entirely in private. I tend to do the conversation along the lines of, this is what I got, one friend to another, take this into consideration. Because I'm a friend, and I'm doing a friend a solid. I have no idea if he takes my advice or not, nor do I need him to. Once again, Patch, you're imposing yourself, which was something you did whether you were in Toon's domain room, or the Tumblr Palace that was Jerry's room, or the Black Tooth, which was Vita's room. You get heave-hoed out of places because you feel that you can preach and proselytize your position to others. I mean, clearly you can, but clearly the form and fashion that you're doing it isn't doing you any favors. Also, Patch, I noticed this argument went on during BronyCon. I sure wasn't following you, so likely some of Peter's friends tipped me off about this. There are certainly people seeing you as a pushy asshole just because, oh my god, Peter liked a video. But hey, don't believe me, block me, don't ask anyone else. That's been working out great for you. Page 2. Peter continued to say this should be investigated, not written off. No verdict is given, and your only answer is, Patch, that you know it's a sham and show no evidence. Yes, I've heard about the LGBT troll, get the B out or whatever it was, where they tried to remove bisexuality. Don't really know all the particulars, but I've heard it from enough places where it's likely BS, or it was a goof. Yes, I understand it's hard enough being LGBT. Normally, I get annoyed when people try to paint all Catholics with the same brush because of healthy amounts of incidences that have been found in the media. As someone once said, any amount higher than 0 is still too much. And that's kinda hard to argue when it comes to protecting kids. I have several friends from Dog-Eye Crimson to Androgynous Garbage to Pancake Sorcerer, God I love that name, who are trans, who I find it beyond tiring to say, yes, they are trans, no, that has nothing to do with any of this. Patch, be secure enough in your position that an outlier in a community is just that covering something up because it's easier is never going to end well. So, in short, Patch, unless your only evidence is 4chan bullshit at that fiasco with bisexuality, then this and everything else from this point on is Poll's fault. I think you're on some massive bullshit. This is me using super duper kid gloves because I know Leo Convoy holds you in some esteem, and naturally I'm grateful to you for helping spread the word during the performance major fiasco. If there's a problem in your community, unfortunately, it'll take time to pick up a metaphorical hot knife and remove the infected or offended material in question. People do have legit concerns that acceptance will ever go too far, and want to be assured that there is a line, and that line is something we all have to police. Our friends, our fans, and God be willing, even our families, if it should come to that. I understand that's ugly as hell, that's a disturbing reality, it's horrifying and terrifying, but people, which I assume you want to be a part of, what's normal doesn't hurt kids. I don't think Patchwork Heart is, to the best of my knowledge, a sexual predator. Then again, I haven't been looking into that, but my default isn't just to assume. You know what? If you're right, if you do have proof that minor attracted persons are mostly bullshit, you have a duty and responsibility not just to yourself but to the community in general to prove that. I'll remain open-minded to that. Thank you for your time.